Now on Denver 7 News, a verdict has been reached. How long a WNBA star could be behind bars in Russia.
I can't speak Spanish out here in fear of someone doing something to me or assaulting me or pouring gas on me for just speaking Spanish.
Plus, hate crimes continue to be a problem near Aurora. We break down the numbers from the year so far. And the start of the school year is just days away. The CDC is about to make a big change to its COVID guidance for kids. What you need to know. Thanks for joining us on Denver 7 News at 11. I'm Jessica Crawford. Happening right now, WNBA star Brittney Griner has been found guilty on drug charges in a Russian court. She's been sentenced to 9 years in prison. This now opens the door for the U.S. to offer a prisoner exchange. ABC's Justin Finch is tracking developments in Washington.
Basketball star Brittney Griner heavily guarded as she made her way into a Russian courtroom Thursday for the final day of her trial, where she made an emotional plea to the judge deciding her case.
I had no intent to break any Russian law.
Griner also holding a photo of the team she plays for in Russia. In court, prosecutors calling in the state narcotics expert who analyzed the cannabis oil found in Griner's possession as their witness. Griner's defense challenging that expert, claiming his analysis was flawed and failed to meet official standards. Griner's predicament began back in mid-February, with Russian authorities booking her on drug charges after vape canisters of cannabis oil were found in her luggage at a Moscow area airport. Cannabis oil is illegal in Russia. Griner later pleading guilty, admitting that she was rushing to pack her bags and mistakenly included those cartridges, which her lawyers told the court were doctor-prescribed to manage pain. Griner's voice breaking as she addressed the court today.
I made an honest mistake, and I hope that in your ruling that it doesn't end my life here.
Back in the U.S., Griner's supporters pressured the White House to do something to free Griner. Her wife, Sherelle, speaking to Robin Roberts back in May.
You say she's top priority, but I want to see it.
The U.S. responding with a prisoner swap offer, proposing Russian-held Griner and former Marine Paul Whelan for U.S.-held Russian arms dealer Victor Bout. The White House keeping a lid on the proposal's progress last week.
We are not going to negotiate from here just because it's just the right thing to do, and we want to be very careful.
Legal experts suggest that prisoner deal could enter its next steps now that the judge has reached a guilty verdict in Griner's case. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Today, the historic U.S. Post Office in Boulder will now be called the Officer Eric H. Talley Post Office Building. Officer Eric Talley was killed in the line of duty during the King Super shooting in Boulder last March. Well, a few months after that, Colorado leaders introduced a bill to name the historic building after him. New gun ordinances are still on hold in Superior. A hearing scheduled for today has been pushed to November. Last month, the group Rocky Mountain Gun Owners sued the town of Superior after City Council passed bans on assault weapons, high-capacity magazines, and ghost guns. Well, a federal judge granted a temporary restraining order. Postponing the hearing will give the new council more time to respond. We're hearing from one of the victims in a horrifying hate crime in Aurora. A man tried to set people on fire because they were speaking Spanish. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta is digging into how common those types of crimes are.
Well, as you can imagine, both men, they are still really shaken up, and they're actually friends. They've only been in the U.S. for about 4 months. They came here from Colombia to try and expand a business that they have back at home. That stop at that Aurora gas station, it was supposed to be a really quick one. Just fill up on gas and then go on their way. Instead, one of those victims that I spoke with ended up being doused in gasoline, his car keys stolen, even a rock thrown through his back car window. A gas station employee who rolled into work just as the suspect was leaving said he went straight to the back and watched that surveillance video. He said he was shocked and obviously really upset by what he saw.
I play music in the store most of the time in Spanish. I speak Spanish to most of the customers. And for them to feel or see that, someone got poured gas on them for just speaking Spanish is very, very frightening,
Unfortunately, this isn't the first time something like this has happened. In Aurora, the police department actually set up a bias-motivated unit last year to investigate hate crimes and arrest the people who commit them. Take a look at this. Over the last 6 months of last year, just under 20 hate crimes were reported to Aurora PD. Those included crimes against a person's race and sexual orientation. This year, those numbers are even higher. Aurora police have responded to 23 hate crimes. This is just in the last 7 months. As for the suspect in this gas station attack, police say they still really do need your help identifying him and finding him. He's on your screen right here, so take a good look at him. Police saying that he took off in that car that you see there as well, a dark colored sedan. Now, anyone with information is being encouraged to give Aurora police a call. You can do that over at 303-627-1661. You can also email them at stophate@auroragov.org. In Denver, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Veronica, thank you. Some good news from the Marshall Fire burn area. County officials tell us fire debris removal is done on the homes that requested it. The work started in April after Boulder County found a contractor and dealt with 2 lawsuits. At one point, there were multiple crews working in Boulder County, Superior, and Louisville. The crews cleared more than 500 plots.
It's real progress, and it's been very frustrating for them because it's taken so long. But we wanted to do it right, and it's FEMA. You got to dot your I's, cross your T's. They want to make sure their money's being spent the right way.
Commissioner Matt Jones says the county is still working on FEMA paperwork. Other officials told us they're still doing soil testing. That means there are families still waiting for their official paperwork, and they can't start rebuilding until they have that notice. The debris removal has been a big project. We checked, and crews removed more than 103,000 tons of ash debris. They recycled more than 64,000 tons of brick and concrete and more than 2,400 tons of metal. Well, parents, have you bought school supplies yet? Some Colorado districts already go back to school next week, and Douglas County is one of them. They start on Monday. Aurora and Adams 14 start Tuesday. 27J and Greeley start next Thursday. As we approach the new school year, an update is expected on COVID-19 guidelines from the CDC, including inside of our schools. And this is an issue that has divided many school districts before. CNN got a preview of the expected plans from the CDC, and it shows the CDC will ease quarantine recommendations for people exposed to COVID and will not have such an emphasis on the 6 feet rule for social distancing. It could also remove a recommendation that came during the first Omicron wave, where students exposed would take regular tests to remain in the classroom. There's also an expected push for schools to focus on their ventilation, encouraging more clean air inside of the buildings. The changes are not final, but are expected to be publicly released by this week. This is the first year where vaccines are available for all school-age children. Douglas County does not require the vaccination for either their staff or their students. Meanwhile, this is nice to see. Some teachers are getting a big welcome back from their students. The Eagle Crest High School marching band and cheerleaders were there to celebrate Cherry Creek teachers at orientation. And on Tuesday, the 27J School District in Thornton, Commerce City, and Brighton literally rolled out the red carpet for its teachers. There were cheers, signs, and even some gifts. 27J has 175 new teachers. 2 of them came from the Philippines. Country now. It is the halfway mark for training camp. Russell Wilson and company are back at UC Health Center in full pads right now, and Denver 7's Troy Rink is tweeting from the field. The Broncos insider will give us the full breakdown of today's training, and that starts at 4 p.m. The Broncos are building up their roster. The team announced that they've signed with wide receiver Darius. Shepard played with the Green Bay Packers in 2019 through 2020 when Hackett was there. This comes after Tim Patrick was taken out of the season due to a knee injury. Well, by now we all know Russell's slogan, Broncos country, let's ride. Well, the team shared a video of him perfecting his delivery back on Media Day.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
Well, sometimes you got to try a couple times to get it right. Well, the message has caught on. Athletes all over the country are now saying let's ride, including Chargers receiver Keenan Allen, who was mic'd up and making fun at training camp.
Bo fam, let's ride. Bo fam, let's ride.
Russ.
Bo fam, let's ride.
Well, as the saying goes, imitation is the best form of flattery. Well, we are now at the midway point of 7 days to help end hunger, and your generosity has been amazing, but we still need your help. Food Bank of the Rockies is paying more for food and delivery, but they can still make a dollar stretch and cover 4 meals. So now's your chance to give. You can donate on our website, thedenverchannel.com. We're also opening up our call center starting at 4 p.m. so that you can call in and give. Denver 7 Gives is matching the first $10,000 to this campaign. Well, there is a lot more news here on Denver 7 News at 11. First, holding your mail hostage. How apartment complexes are charging residents for a service they might not even want. But first, a race returns to downtown Littleton. We're talking to the organizers of the Littleton Twilight Criterium bike race as they get ready for their comeback this weekend.